Good afternoon, and welcome back for one of our interviews where today I'm talking with one of our members at Prince of Peace, Joanne Swanson, who's relatively new to Prince of Peace. And one of the joys I find in ministry is talking to folks, particularly later in their lives after they've had long careers, and I get to know them later, and some of the great surprises that we have as we hear about the things that they've done over their careers. And so found out something recently about Joanne that I thought was just fascinating, and I wanted for you all to hear some of her story and some of the things that she's done throughout the years, particularly related to church music. So here's Joanne and our conversation we had yesterday.
I'm Joanne Swanson, and I came to Prince of Peace for the first time just a few weeks after my husband died, about a little more than 4 years ago now. And as soon as I came into Prince of Peace Lutheran Church, I knew I'd found the place for me because of the atmosphere of energy and welcome and smiling faces and kids. And it just was a wonderful feeling when I walked in the church, and everyone was friendly with me, and I've been there ever since. As far as my work that I've done throughout my life, most of it's been music and involved with music. Music has always been a part of it. I started out with piano lessons when I was very, very young. My mother would take me to my piano teacher in a red wagon. So I was that young. I didn't learn much, but I had a good time. And anyway, as time went on, I was taking piano lessons all through my youth. And when I was a teenager, I started teaching kids in my neighborhood, believe it or not. They heard me practicing, and anyway, I started piano teaching when I was still a teenager. Then I went to College Conservatory of Music, got a Bachelor of Music degree, and started teaching. So other than piano, I started teaching grade school music. I have also had choirs at a church, kids choirs. We had 6 kids choirs, and I did stuff with that. And music's always been a part of my life.
So Joanne's one of those people that's always very humble about what she's done. And so I knew that she had done some music things. When I first met her, knew that she had been involved in church music, but I always just kind of assumed that from what she had said that it sounded like she had helped accompany some choirs every once in a while. And the more I've gotten to know her, the more I realize how gifted she is and how much she's done over her career, and which is always just fascinating as you get to know people better. And then most recently, she had a conversation with Karen Scarda, and somehow they came around to the fact that Joanne has actually even published some of her music, and finding out now that she's actually a prolific writer, composer of children's music, a lot of it for the church, and also has arranged a lot of music and had some of that published. And so share a little bit about when it was you started to write music and what took you in that direction to start writing.
Well, I had great music teachers all through my youth. And when I was in the 5th grade, I had a wonderful music teacher in grade school. And we had this operetta, and she told me that she wanted me to try out for the Hansel and Gretel operetta by Humperdinck. And I said, no, I didn't really think I wanted to do that. And she said, I want you there. I want you to try out. And anyway, I was Gretel. So then the next year, believe it or not, the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra, under the direction of Thor Johnson way back in those days, had a citywide contest for kids, for 6th graders, to compose music and to send it in, and the winners would be picked. There was more than one. I think there was like 8 winners, something like that. And different people from the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra arranged our music. Anyway, I was one of the winners in that. So that's when I started writing music. And my first composition was called Gypsy Dance. It was not a singing thing.
So you've been writing music since you were in 6th grade.
Yeah, well, I didn't continue.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't continue that. That was my first thing. And then then I was in a trio in high school, and we sang in all the stuff at school. And then when we got out of high school, we were singing around the greater Cincinnati area for mall openings, and we sang at a couple country clubs and I don't know, stuff like that. But then we got through school and we had to break up. We could have gone on. We could have gone on in the music, but we decided no, that was too chancy. We better just do what we were trained to do. And our trio kind of broke up then, although we got together all these years just for fun. But I started composing music again when I had these choirs at a church in the greater Cincinnati area. I worked there for 9 years. And the minister of that church said, I want to do a drama this year, a drama about Jonah. And he said, I want all the kids' choirs and all the different groups in the church to be part of it. And he said, so I'd like for you to find a song about Jonah. Well, I went, Nanarino's was a music store in Mount Healthy. And now I don't even know if it exists anymore since everybody gets their music over the computer. But anyway, I would love to go up there all the time and pick out music. So I looked and looked and looked, couldn't find anything that was Jonah. So I thought, I'm going to see if I can write a song about Jonah. And I did. And it went over really big. So from then on, I wrote some more music. And then I wrote even some music for adults and for the adult choir. So that's kind of how it got going. And then Carol Duber, who did this Praise Power for Kids books that we put together, she said she was another member from our trio. And she said, Joanne, I've written all this music and I need somebody to arrange it. She said, here's what she said I would like to do. If you could arrange my music, we could put that music together and see if we can publish it, and we can just share the profits. I thought, and she's the one with the big dreams. I thought, do what?
Everyone gets rich publishing church music. Don't you know that?
No, yeah, the bottom line is we did not get rich.
Yeah.
We finally did get a little bit published. So that's the bottom line.
That's fun. So do you have a favorite composition that you've written? Something that a particular piece that sticks out as something you remember?
Well, I think Jonah always comes up to me because it's really a fun kid song, and it's real jazzy, and it's got a jazzy descant part. So I think of that. But then I think of another one that comes to my mind is the Angel Song, and I wrote that for a teenage choir that I had at that church for Christmas Eve, and they sang it, and I always kind of liked that song. And then when we were getting the book together, we did do another book where we self-published. So a lot more of my music is in that book. I think you can still get it from Author House. I'm not sure but anyway, I know you can still get this Praise Power for Kids little one from Lorenz. But so anyway.
It's even on Amazon. We found it on Amazon.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. Yeah, that's right. You found it there. I never looked for it there. And you said you even heard one of the pieces.
Right. Sounded good.
Thank you. And anyway, it's called The Angel Song. And then a few years ago, I joined the Sharonville Community Chorus. And it turned out then that the following year, I accompanied that group. And when Jude Jones, who was the director till just now, she just retired. But anyway, she said, now tell me about your music. You don't compose any, do you? I said, yeah, I have some. And she said, let me see what you got. Show me something. So I showed her the Angel Song, and she said, oh, can we do that? I said, yeah. I said, it's for kids, but I can put parts to it. So anyway, then every year we would sing the Angel Song at Christmas time for these different concerts we did around Cincinnati. So that's the other one.
Nice. Well, I think I can guarantee you at some point we are going to hear an original Joanne Swanson song at Prince of Peace. It's coming. We're gonna
Ah,
figure out one of these songs to do, and we're gonna make sure that we get some of your music out there at Prince of Peace too, because we love having original compositions from our members, and that's certainly been something that we've been able to do at other times with the Like family and. Uh, um, that's just been a big part of our experience. Robin's written some of stuff for our kids, and so we'd be excited to be able to. Jeff Yeager has written stuff too that the choir's done, so we're going to figure that out and so use one of your songs sometime. So
well, I never expected that. I really wasn't looking for it.
well, thanks for taking time with us today, and just these hidden talents that are sitting right in the pews next to us that often we don't know about, and exciting to be able to explore that a little bit with you and hear about your great passion for music. So thanks for taking time with us today to share some of that.
Well, thank you, and I enjoyed it. Thank you, Pastor.